weather had been a big concern at Dallas Love Field.
There was a light rain, and it was overcast and everything else. As Air Force One arrived, the skies broke, and there was in the blue skies. And by the time the plane was on the ground, the sun had broke free, and it was a beautiful day. Just beautiful, like Candy himself had brought it.
Yep. The sun came out at Love Field as Air Force One swooped down. The First Lord and Lady waved and smiled and looked around. Jack pressed the flesh. Jackie chatted an old dame confined to a pram, little suspecting her pink suit would shortly be plastered in brainberry jam. It was such a happy day. The Kennedys chased the drizzle away. Yeah, it was such a happy Dallas, Texas day. When they heard the presidential limo's radio play, even the cops started to groove and sway.
Who ready for JFK?
Yup.
Help Kennedy stamp out democracy.
Groove and sway.
JFK and LBJ in 64, and we're with you all the way.
3, 4. Governor Connolly's lady wife Nellie had a jolly feeling in her belly. She blew kisses, fluttered her eyelids, and waved as the mostly friendly Dallas crowds cheered the passing motorcade. Hey, why not? It was such a happy day. The Kennedys chased the drizzle away. Yeah, it was such a happy Dallas, Texas day. When they heard the president's limousine's radio play, even the Secret Servicemen started to groove and sway. Yup. Just as their car turned onto Elm, Mrs. Connolly dug JFK's jacket hem and said,
Mr. President, you can't say Dallas doesn't love you.
But even though this was largely true, 5 seconds later the top of Jack's head split in two. Hit me.
Groove and sway.
Jack pitched forward with the muttered, "What the goddamn, excuse my language, was that?" Jackie shrieked and Connolly grabbed his wife and threw them both down flat. "My God, they're going to kill us all," he screamed. Nellie said, "No, they're not, dear." As from Connolly's chest the blood streamed. Because beautiful weather tends to make people feel more optimistic.
Groove and sway.
See, it was such a happy day. The Kennedys chased the drizzle away. Yeah, it was such a happy Dallas, Texas day. When they heard the presidential limo's radio play, even the motorcycle cops began to groove and sway.
Groove and sway.
The driver yelped and hit the gas and headed for the triple underpass, determined to save the president's ass. They flew along industrial like an open-topped carload of bats out of hell. They didn't know that JFK was dead as such, just noticed that he wasn't saying much. For it was such a happy day. The Kennedys chased the drizzle away. Yeah, it was such a happy Dallas, Texas day. When he heard the presidential limo's radio play, even the Grim Reaper started to groove and sway.
Groove and sway.
The driver got them to Parklands pretty fast, growling, "Quick, bring out some elastoplast." Agents tried to drag Jackie out first, while Connolly wailed, "It hurts, it hurts, someone fetch a fricking nurse." Yup, it was such a happy day. The Kennedys chased the drizzle away. Yeah, it was such a happy Dallas, Texas day. When they heard the presidential limo's radio play, even the stretcher bearers started to groove and sway. Yup. 1, 2, 3, 4. For an hour they kept JFK inside, then his press secretary came out and announced he died. Malcolm Jordache was his name. His face was white, his speech was lame. Yup, it had kicked off such a happy day. The Kennedys chased the drizzle away. Yeah, it was such a happy Dallas, Texas day. When they heard what Jordache had to say, even the journalists started to groove and sway.
Groove and sway.
They flew the corpse to Washington and gave his job to Lyndon Johnson. He took the oath aboard the plane and suggested they bury his boss beneath that eternal flame. Yup, it was such a happy day. The Kennedys chased the drizzle away. Yeah, it was such a happy Dallas, Texas day. When they did the autopsy, even the coroner started to groove and sway.
Happy day.
Yup, it was such a happy day. The Kennedys chased the drizzle away.
Happy day.
Yeah, it was such a happy Dallas, Texas day. Yup, when they heard the news that day, the whole of the US of A started to grieve and pray. I said grieve and pray.